Hi, everyone, and welcome to the class today. I hope you guys are all doing great. Thank you so much for all being here. There are so many of you that have joined me today. I am so grateful. So I'm going to be covering the process. I'm going to be covering the process that I personally took to go from being a successful salon owner, multiple salon owner, to launching a successful coaching and consulting business. This is the abridged version. I'm going to really hit the bullet points of what it took and the process that I initially took to get me from point A to point B. And in the first year of launching my online coaching consulting business, I did hit my goals and my income goals that I have projected for myself. So you can too. So let's get started. So number one, you have to get crystal clear on your niche or your area of expertise and who you're going to be talking to. The biggest struggle that clients have when they come to start working with me most of the time is being clear. And the truth is, I had this same issue because when I started to get into the coaching consulting space, I was so good at so many things, not to sound conceited, but I had so many great things that I was good at. You know, my expertise ranged in so many different avenues that I was overwhelmed. And I felt bad picking just one thing to specialize in because I'm like, oh, but I can help everyone. And it was a little bit into my journey when I started to see that unclear messaging, meaning if the result I was giving people wasn't clear, people were just going to pass me by and not even realize what the heck I was doing and what my coaching consulting business was about, right? So one of my mentors early on helped me get crystal clear. And of course, it did change in my journey because I've been doing this 15 years now. I've been an entrepreneur 38, but 15 years in the coaching and consulting space. So as I perfected that and as I grew, of course, my niche changed a little bit and things got clearer, but that's a process of business. Like evolving in business comes with that. So the first thing we want to do is get clarity on who your niche is. Now, a niche simply means who are you talking to? My niche is beauty and wellness professionals who have established successful businesses in the brick and mortar space, right? They are experts. They don't even have to have a brick and mortar, but they're experts. They're seasoned. They're ready to reinvent themselves, right? They're not newbies. You see the difference? I'm not working with carpenters. Okay, you see, guys, how that's really crystal clear. Number two is I had to figure out what was the brilliance that I was going to be bringing to the table with my new coaching consulting business. And I had to really keep fine tuning that because sometimes we have more than one type of brilliance, but it's not always what is aligned with where you want to go. So you have to really keep deep diving, dissecting, and figuring out what the brilliance is that you're going to bring to the table. The best way to do this is make a list, your expertise, your experience, your skills, your education, what people always pick your brain about, what people are constantly asking you to go to coffee for, what comes really easy to you that comes hard to someone else. What have you mastered that you could just do like this without, blinking your eyes? Mine is I've mastered reinventing myself and taking my brilliance online and tapping into that, and creating a whole nother business that changed my life. Do you see that? So I coined myself the queen of reinvention. What are you the queen or king of? I want you to think about that. Number three is your results. What is the end solution you're offering to someone? And it's not about a bunch of things, it's about one thing. Again, this could be overwhelming. It was overwhelming for me. I'm like, well, I can help them with this, and that they'll get this too, and this is a byproduct of that. So remember, it's really about one solution that's going to treat your ideal client's symptoms. So think about what's the solution and what's the symptoms that they're dealing with right now, right? What are the symptoms they're feeling? That's the easiest way to dissect what the solution is that you're going to bring to them. That brings me to pricing. Pricing can't be done till you have all these other things, but I had to decide. I knew I wanted to be a high level coach and consultant. So I knew I was coming at a higher caliber. I wanted premium clients because I'm offering a premium service. So by making sure I got crystal clear on my niche, then crystal clear on my ideal client, I was able to get crystal clear on what the value was that I was bringing to the table. Okay. Next thing is delivery. How was I going to deliver these products and services to these ideal clients? Again, so many choices. Are you going to be a high-level consultant and do one-on-one? Are you going to offer group mentoring or coaching? Are you going to do a hybrid, which could be an online course and group coaching maybe once or twice a month? Are you doing simply all online where it's DIY, do it yourself? Do you want to have live events where you host, you're a speaker, you host events, and you make your money like that? Again, there's so many more than I just mentioned, but I had to really dissect and say, how am I going to start this business? What feels good to me? Because it's not about what everyone else is doing. It's what feels good to you, what resonates with you, what resonates with your style, your lifestyle, and the amount of money you want to make yearly. Because then what I do is in the Brilliant Business Reinvention program, I reverse engineer all this and we create your niche, your program. We get clarity on your pricing, on your offer, and how you're going to bring that to market, which is what I'm getting to next. Next, we're going to decide, delivery, of course, how you're going to deliver that. And then your marketing, meaning how are you bringing this amazing solution, service, answer to this person's symptoms to market? We create the marketing then. And again, guys, there's 100 million different ways to market your coaching and consulting or mentoring business, but together in the Brilliant Business Reinvention program, I work through that. So we work through exactly what you have to do to get your business marketed to the right clients. Okay, so let me do a review now of what I just went over. Number one, when I went from being a salon owner and hairstylist of 30 plus years, right? I decided to take my business online. And I was like, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? So these are the steps I personally took to find those answers. Just bear with me one second. Okay, sorry. So what I did was I had to get clarity, right? I had to get crystal clear on who I was talking to. Who was the ideal client? The niche. So let me give you an example. Hi, everyone. I see you guys all coming in. Welcome, welcome. I specifically work with beauty and wellness professionals who are taking their expertise and creating a coaching, consulting, or online mentoring program. That's my niche. I come from the beauty space. I was a salon owner. I've been behind the chair for 30 years. I did hair. You could tell by my hands being worn out that I did hair. So that is the niche I picked because it resonated with me. And when I talk to salon owners, when I talk to beauty professionals, wellness professionals, they connect with me. So clarity is number one. You guys can write this down if you'd like. Getting clarity is number one. Getting crystal clear on who your niche is, meaning the people you're going to talk to. Number two is extracting what is your brilliance? What's your expertise? What are you freaking better than anyone else at? What do people constantly pick your brain about? And what comes easy to you that may be difficult for other people? This is how so my program that we work together on this, it's called the Brilliant Business Reinvention Program. I work with you to totally extract all these nuances and get crystal clear on that. So I want you to write this down. What is your brilliance? I have clients who, one of my clients actually became super uber wealthy. She's kind of what I call Instagram famous now. She designed a method that she used to cut down on doing certain hair services. Now she has an app, she has a coaching business, she's killing it. That was her expertise, right? It doesn't have to be like anybody else's expertise. I have another client who opened spas and was a master at getting those spas to 7 figures. That's what she's coaching on, right? It could be anything, everything. I have another client who's brilliant, amazing woman. She was an esthetician, but her heart was in sharing. She wanted to become a life coach for other beauty and wellness professionals who are dealing with narcissism in their life, overworked, burnout. You see where I'm going with this, guys? The opportunities are so vast. So let me not get off target here because I get all excited. Okay. So that is your brilliance, number 2, which in turn becomes your personal brand because your brilliance is what's going to set you apart from everyone else. Okay. I struggled with this when I started because I wanted to help everyone with everything. I'm like, well, I can help them open a salon and I can help them get more customers and I can help them do this, and I can help them do that. I had to fine tune, connect with my intuition, connect with my gut, and really say to myself, where am I really going to be of service to people? Like, what is everyone asking me? And the question was, they're like, Maria, how the hell did you start a coaching business? How did you go from being behind the chair to having, a high 6-figure coaching consulting business? I saw you just bought a house in Italy. I see you work from all over. I see you online all the time. How did you do that? That's how I wound up niching down to what I'm doing today because our industry needs a plan B, especially after the shutdowns. Guys, if it wasn't for my plan B when my brick and mortar was shut down, I don't know how I would have paid the mortgage. I mean, I was a single mom, right? So a plan B, honestly, is just you can either add it as your second stream of income to your business, your online mentoring, coaching, consulting business, or you could just make that your exit strategy. Like a lot of my clients have, they launch their new business and then they either sell their salon, they get out from behind the chair, they change their life. I mean, I know me, rotator cuff, lower back, I'm not going to get into it, but anyone who's watching this, you guys come from my world. You know what I'm saying, right? You know how it wears you down. And these past few years have been draining. So it is so powerful that you can take your brilliance, what you're better at than anyone else, what people constantly pick your brain about, package that up and have an online coaching, consulting, or mentoring business. Next brings me to number 3, which are results. What is the solution you're going to be selling to people? I had to figure out, right? What is that end solution? Now, I'll give you me as an example. My end solution that I'm giving people, which is the people that have the symptoms are what I'm talking to. So the clients who are looking for me, they're burnt out, they're exhausted. They're tired of being chained to a location, a brick and mortar. They're sick and tired of the overhead. They're sick and tired of having a team. They're burnt, they're done, they're exhausted, and they've lost their passion. These are all their symptoms, right? I give them the solution that I'm going to teach them how to take their experience, their gifts, their skills, everything that they've accumulated in the past 10, 15, 20, 30 years, package up one thing, one solution that resonates with their soul, that makes them happy, that brings them joy and fulfillment, and make that a coaching consulting business. Do you see how cool that is? Based on those results, right? I want you to think about what's the end result you're going to give people. One thing. I just explained to you an example. The end result you get with me is I'm going to teach you. You'll be able to launch your coaching and consulting business. You work with me, you're going to have a crystal clear coaching consulting business ready to launch. From your getting clarity on your niche, from knowing what you're offering and getting clear on your brilliance, packaging up your offer and making an amazing program and the offer you're going to bring to market. Then it brings you to number 4, which is delivery. We're going to work on how are you going to deliver this? This is another thing I struggled with. I was looking at all these mentors I have which were not from our world. They were not from the hair world. They were not from the beauty industry. They were not salon owners. They didn't freaking understand me. They didn't understand my world. It was so frustrating for me. I was like, yeah, no, that's not going to work. People are not going to know what the hell I'm talking about. So when I was creating the delivery, a lot of these people did group coaching. They did all these weird coachy things that I never heard of. And I'm like, yeah, well, People that come from my world, we have no goddamn free time, and they're not going to do that. Like, they're just not going to do that. So what I did was I had to create my own way of delivery. So what I do is I deliver one-on-one services, right? But there's a million ways to deliver. You could do a group program, meaning you put a bunch of people in a group and you coach to the group. You could do one-on-one high-level consulting like I do. We do it over the phone or over Zoom or in person. I'm in New Jersey, or I have clients that meet me in Italy sometimes because I have a home there. One-on-one, right? It's easy, it's customized, there's no pressure. There's also online courses. That's another option of delivery. You can create an online course and just put it on autopilot and just run, marketing to it and let that just make you money, residual money. Or you could do a hybrid program, meaning you have a course and maybe you do some one-on-one coaching like this. Or you can even do what live events, meaning you have a live event, you do speaking, you do a big live gig, and you make your money like that. So there's so many, and there's a lot more. I'm just touching on the few ways. Number 4, what I had to do was figure out, how was my delivery going to be? Like, how am I delivering my brilliance to you? Then number 5, last but not least, is marketing. We cover marketing. I had to learn how to market my coaching consulting business. So in the Brilliant Business Reinvention program, which is my signature program where I help you launch your consulting and coaching business, I walk you through choosing marketing. Because guys, again, there's a million ways to market, a million, but we customize it. I customize it with you based on you. I have some clients who are like, I'm not getting on video and social media. Okay. We make their marketing program based on what they want. So maybe we create a program with ads, we create a program with a podcast. They market differently than someone like myself. I love video. I love connecting with people. So of course I use a lot of video marketing. I have a podcast, The Maria Fontana Show. I have a YouTube channel, but that's what I love to do, right? I just got invited to Salon today. I'm a featured consultant and coach in the top, I think it's 100 for 2024. I write blog articles for them because that's what I like. That's all part of marketing. But in the Brilliant Business Reinvention program, when you work with me one-on-one and we're creating your launching program, it's customized to you because it has to work for you. And last but not least is figuring out how much money you want to make, right? I have clients who they're going to sell their salon, they're going to sell their spas. They're like, you know what, Maria, I need to make X amount of dollars in revenue. And what we do is then I reverse engineer it, and we take all these other factors that I just explained to you, how you're going to market, who your ideal client is does that ideal client have money? Is it a viable offer? And then we create all of that to match how many hours you want to work a week, right? You got to figure that out. Like, what do you want to work? 30 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours, everything's doable, but it's all together dissected. And then we create your program and it's brought to market and you reverse engineer it. And then that's how you launch your coaching consulting business. Now, this is not that hard to do. I do this with you in 6 months, right? The Brilliant Business Reinvention program is a 6-month program. I walk you through it. We do a 90-minute intake where I actually get all this information. Like, I make you brain dump. I pick your brain. Then we have a call where we do our STAR strategy and we work through everything. Like I said, we work through clarity. We work through your messaging, which means how are you going to articulate what you do to people? Did you ever see like those ads and when people market, you're like, well, how do they figure out how to say that? We work on creating that so it's crystal clear. Because listen, guys, if people don't understand what the hell you do, you lost them. I'm sure if you're in this workshop, what I said when I reached out to you was crystal clear, right? There was no question in your mind what you were coming to figure out and learn here today. So we walk through that. We walk through your pricing, creating your offers, your program, the results you're going to get, who your ideal client's going to be, right? And in the 6 months, it's 1 week on, 1 week to implement, 1 week with me, 1 week to implement. Then you have text access to me or email for any questions you might have, voice access if you want to do that. And in 6 months, you are going to have, if you do the work, you're going to have your coaching, consulting, or online mentoring business ready to launch and bring to market to the world. Guys, it is the most powerful tool. When I started, I was going through a horrific divorce. I had lost everything. I share this openly. I have 2 best-selling books on Amazon, and I share my journey. Like, I had to pull out my bootstraps and figure out what the hell I was going to do because I lost everything. I lost my home. I lost my business. It was brutal. And I knew that I was meant for more. And if I could do it in a time of my life when the shit hit the fan, you can do it at any time. And I am living proof. I went from being a salon owner to salon owner and hairstylist of 30 plus years to a successful online coaching consultant. Mind you, I'm older. I'm not 20. I didn't know a damn thing about tech. I was totally ignorant to tech. And I actually created my own methodology because I got burned. I hired other people to help me that didn't come from our world. And I got burned. I spent a lot of money on bullshit. I got rooked. Then as I started to do it myself, I mastered it. I figured it out. I cracked the code. And now I'm teaching other beauty and wellness professionals to do the same. So I'm going to ask you guys, being that there's so many of you live today on multiple channels, do you have any questions? I am happy to answer them. So just unmute yourself and ask me a question if you'd like. Raise your hand. You don't have to raise your hand. Just speak up one at a time. Don't all talk at once. Does anybody have any questions that I can answer for you? No, we're all good? Okay, perfect. So that's everything in a nutshell, guys. I do have a podcast called the Maria Fontana Show. There's a lot of really juicy, good stuff on there. I'd love for you to subscribe and check it out. I would love for you to come and join my community. So if you're interested, just check. I'm going to drop it in the class, in the LinkedIn, or anywhere else that you're watching this video. And if you would like to come and work with me, just connect with me. You can go on mariafontana.com and just book a 10-minute call, get acquainted call. I am not selling you anything. If you want to learn more, I am cordially inviting you in for transformation. Don't be stuck where you are today next year again. Invest in yourself and invest in you. So I'm cordially inviting you in if you'd like to have me walk you through creating your online business, coaching, consulting, mentoring, online education courses, whatever it is you want to bring to the world. And with me, you're going to be using your intuition. It's all about connecting with your soul and showing up for yourself. Guys, I am honored that you came and spent this time with me. I am really happy that you're here. It meant the world to me. Please reach out to me. Please take advantage of that 10-minute call. mariafontana.com, get acquainted, call, connect with me there. And if you'd like to work together, if you're on this live, which I see who's here, even if you're anonymous, you're going to get a special bonus if you register by 12 o'clock tonight. But let me know and just message me informally and we can move on forward. Guys, I thank you so much for being here. Have an awesome day. Thanks again, guys. Lots of love. Hopefully we'll work together and we'll create that coaching business together. Talk